Testing, testing. Yes, the movie. What kind of movie would this be? It'd be a very boring movie, for one. Okay. With big. I'm gonna do some studies. And I have to reference a pin in the message, so that should be fine. And it should also be showing on screen. That is also mighty fine, so it's all good. Oh, actually, before I carry on, let me just get some ideas on the board, the reference board. Get it here. Wait, can I get the full res here? Let me check. I cannot. Okay. I'm gonna need to have a Weibo account, but that can come later. Cool. Yes, sir. I am. So first things, yes, kind of burnt out. Actually, no. I'll answer the background study one. Yes, I'm doing specifically value studies and color studies. It is part of the roadmap, but I wasn't expecting to be here so soon because I wanted to do more character illustrations, but I realized that my attention span is 2 weeks in terms of grinding something out. So we did a bunch of stuff. We did a bunch of sketches and then we did some animation, and I'm just kind of I'm out of ideas. Hello, Silver. So after some extensive talks with Mia, so after Friday stream, usually we talk for a little bit more, and I've come to realize that I'm just really impatient. Yeah. So that addresses the background studies question, as well as the burnout part, which is just my 2-week time limit. And then the reason why we came back to value studies, or studies in particular, is because I realized that, well, I mean, first of all, I'm burnt out, so there's not much I can do. I can't come up with any new ideas that I want to execute on. So studies is basically the best way to just sort of consolidate a little bit. And I realized that doing studies always give me a little bit more confidence. So, well, assuming that you succeed to study, which is a decently good chance considering you have 100% reference, but still, I'm at least for rendering studies, kind of like painting related, rendering related stuff. I have not a lot of experience. Like the stuff that you see in the videos, those are basically all the ones I've done. And so yeah, we back to rendering. So with regards to the background, where are we? So we are somewhere here. We're somewhere here. That's no longer here. Materials render we're skipping for now, just because this is too specific. It's not very easy to use. But what we learned so far is that if we cannot execute, use it somehow, it's gonna be very difficult to retain. Like at this point in time, I've basically forgotten all the stuff in front anyways. So material studies would do as and when it comes up. We're gonna do value studies here, and then specifically we're gonna move into colors later. And I'm also starting to realize that, where is my composition study? Oh, here. So, wait, where is this supposed to be? Okay, so yeah, so I do have it here. Okay, so this will come at some point as well. So we'll do this first, and then we'll see where we want to go. Either composition after that, or the colors, because composition studies are pretty quick. But in any case, the reason we're doing background is because this is what I want to do at the end. And I've realized that over the past few years, I've kind of skirted around what I wanted to do for too long. So, anyways, back then it was because I was really afraid of failing. I didn't want to see myself suck at it, because I know I'm gonna suck at it. And I know I'm gonna suck at it now anyways, but if I put this off any longer, it's gonna take way longer as well. So let me just take a... you know what, I'll do this after stream. So anyways, that's how we end up here. So... back to studies. And what do I want to do here? So the plan is to just use as little lines as possible. I just want to go in and render, because that's the thing that I'm afraid of the most. And I want to overcome that fear. So I'm just gonna do this. And we start off with something simpler. So... yeah, like... honestly, like art... art is pretty hard. Like, everybody does art, I think mostly for a personal reason. So it's, you want to have... you have an idea, you have a character, you have characters that you like. And it becomes really hard to face that failure when you couldn't do it as well as you like. And anyways, I'm also kind of afraid. That's why I chose something easier. Because I figured if I'm gonna spend a lot of time doing rendering studies, I might as well do something that's a little bit more insane and turn it into a video somehow. And because Arknight 6 Anniversary just came... well, all the art just came out. So I was looking at Min's illustrations and I'm like, yeah, we should do this one. But I was spending like half an hour before stream just staring at this thing. And I'm trying to figure out, because like if you squint your eyes at either of these, you can see the characters. At least the bottom ones, the characters are very clear. But if you open your eyes and then you look at all the different details that's inside, it becomes really hard to break down what is what, especially the one on top. The one on top is very interesting in terms of composition, because if you squint your eyes, you can't really see the characters that well. I feel like the background should have been a little bit brighter. But at the same time, I think it's a little bit darker because they're trying to... Min is trying to add in those like compositional details with the lampposts and like the golden ratio. But anyways, I want to work towards doing studies of these two. Either one of them. Probably the bottom one, because the top one is a little bit more insane, I think. Where is it from? Okay, yes, let me send the link real quick. So I searched for Arknight 6 Anniversary illustrations, and these two specifically came up in a Reddit post, which also has the source to the original, which is in the Chinese website Weibo, which you will need a Chinese account, like the website account, I think, to view the full resolution. Because when I clicked on it, it just tells me to go... well, not fuck myself, but go log in. But anyways. So I'm gonna just start on this. And I think over the next few weeks, I'm just gonna face my fears as much as possible. And a few of those would be rendering, would be painting, which is the same thing. Not using lines. And yeah, some that kind of stuff. And not picking colors, right? Because I always pick colors for my reference, and as a result, I know jack shit about colors. But that comes way later, so I'm not too worried about it right now. So we'll just start off with the blocking. I think this should be pretty straightforward. I think the difficulty in this illustration is that once you get the bigger shapes in, the smaller shapes are very much similar in value, and I cannot tell which one is darker. Like some of the pillars here, I don't even know if the values are necessarily different, because I don't have any experience. This is basically one of the first few times I'm going into this. So that's the part that I'm worried about. But that's also the part that I'm gonna be excited to learn about, so it is what it is. Oh yes. Am I allowed to use rulers? I think I'm allowed to use straight lines. I don't want to just use rulers. So things are gonna get a little wonky, I think. And I have to get the proportions right. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, a quarter. About here. And shit. Yeah. I think later down the line we'll do specifically rendering studies. Actually, do I have that in my map? It's interesting now that like now that I'm starting to do a lot more art, that a lot of these become super specific. Like values is just about mostly about composition. Actually, values and composition are basically kind of hand in hand, I think. But then you have colors. So you have one. What is script for? Oh, this is the something else. Actually, let me get rid of this. So specifically, we have 2, and then 3 is this. So, which I'm gonna call rendering. So this is more about what kind of brushes and stuff. Brushes and textures to use. Like if you look at the main ones, which is currently not on the screen, but there is a lot of textures involved. So I don't know if I'll be doing this all the way through. We'll see how it goes, but over the course of this roadmap, I'm gonna be creating all of those textures as well and brushes. I want to come out with a set of brushes and stuff that I like using. A little bit more organized than my 6 or 7 different things here. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do 3 hours of this. Stairs are really in the middle. Let me see, let's grab this. Let's see, proportion. So the canvas resolution is like 2:1. Sorry, the ratio is like 2:1. Yeah, the stairs is right smack in the middle. How wide are the stairs? Let's see. It's about 1.5 times the bottom, I think. I'm trying to do like the pencil thing to measure proportions because I don't want to cheat. I've been cheating for way too long. Somewhere here. Let me see. Center? How come it doesn't feel very centered to me when I do this? Full illustration I've learned. How should I say this? The answer is definitely not no, right? But like, it's at the same time, it's also not like I'm going to study everything and then do one illustration at the very end kind of situation. We'll just be doing illustrations along the way. Like if I'm doing value studies and I get super inspired, I'm going to just do something original perhaps at that point. So it's more of like a process than a one-shot thing. But at the very end, we'll definitely do. I mean, at the very end, we'll just be hopefully decently comfortable and good and competent. Then I'll just be drawing, normally. And also welcome the virus. Nice that you make it. Oh, and it's the thing that's hidden amongst everything here. And all of the stuff that we do is the process. I think the process is kind of... Oh, sorry, the workflow. Is that the process? But like, I don't have a very fixed way of painting. And I'm hoping that going through like a bunch of these is gonna force me to come out with something that... Well, rather arrive at something that's a little bit more comfortable. Hello, Yaz. Oh shit, I think this should be a separate layer. Just because it's kind of annoying for it to be here. This is behind the... Well, it's outside of the building, so... Hello, hello. A Monday? Monday is always very... difficult. Oh, wait, what? It didn't draw? What? Sketch, refine, sketch, shade, and everything. I want to work on this. I want to... Yeah, like, it's exactly the same as me. But what I feel like is that because there's no fixed process, I tend to forget things. It tends to be inconsistent, which makes sense. It is the definition of not having a fixed way of working. And both of which would have been fine if I just enjoyed the process, but I don't really enjoy art. It's just kind of painful most of the time. And I want to streamline it to the point where I don't have to think anymore. And it becomes more natural in terms of like speaking, right? You don't really think about grammar, because the process is always the same. And then hopefully with that, it's a little bit easier to churn out stuff. Tuesday, innit? I don't think I have any British viewers. Probably not to the stream anyway. So yeah, I'm refining the contours now. I don't know if that's a good idea. I intend to lock the layers, which is why I'm doing it now. Also, I'm pretty sure it's slanted, all of my lines. I can't tell. Wait, oh yeah, I can flip it. Oh yeah, there we go. I think it's a bit too high compared to the original. Anyways, I guess we'll fix this as we go. This has some perspective involved, but it's almost negligible. I'm also not measuring the proportions enough, because I like to just look at an estimate, but when I do that, I realize that I have a tendency to match the exact size that I'm perceiving, that I'm looking at. But if I'm like zoomed out on my own canvas, or if my canvas is a different size or something, different proportion, everything goes haywire. Oh yes, look, negative space. This is not far forward enough. Yes, because it's almost halfway. Oh, it's more than halfway. I think. Anyways, that's a plan in the gist, I think. Just here to iron out all the stuff that I always avoided. I think that's good enough for the first pass. There's something here. No, there's a building behind. So the foreground and the mid. Oh, this should be darker now. There's always some tricky stuff to work out that I never quite figured out what's the best way to do. Because you have to paint in different planes, right, as you're painting. But at the same time, you have gradients that's... you have two types of gradients. The gradients that affect a single shape. So for example, a specific set of faces that's under the same lighting condition. Like for example, all the light areas here that's on the same type of surface and face, which has the same color. There might be some gradient that's going across everything, right? But then there's also gradients that's across the whole canvas. So if I have two sets of gradients that I want to put in, and I'm only painting, then it's really hard to put in gradients just for a specific shape here, unless it's on its own layer. Now that I'm talking it out, I feel like it does mean that I should split it up. But that increases complexity. This is about the same width, I think. Everybody else. And the second one here. Just for this one pipe. Cool. Mostly placeholders here. It might be a bit premature going in for all the details. Mine is kind of slanted. Oh, it's not aligned, I see. Somewhere here, more gradual. Not gradual enough. No, that's fine. Building here. A lot straighter. People don't relate with perfection, relate imperfection. I suppose that is true, but they would admire perfection more than imperfection, right? So, It's too low. Is this too low? Yeah, I'm just zoomed in. If the initial proportions are off, it's gonna be such a pain later. I think a lot of people have like Liquify too in their workflow, where they would just push stuff around just to get things into, you know, fix the perspective a little, fix the proportions a little. I haven't actually used it basically at all, like Liquify. I wonder if it's because I don't paint, and every time I do the lines, and I will sit around and wait for the lines to basically get cleared. I'll just wait and check, see if anything's wrong. I might have to use Liquify too in our workflow here. Is this line straight? Am I here? Alright, good enough. What is the point of a value study, now that I'm thinking about it? What am I trying to achieve here? I'm trying to get an idea of how they... I guess it's just how dark the colors are. Okay, yeah, and also what are the really different, like, minute color changes here? It's like... But I won't be able to tell unless I cheat. Anyway. Halfway into something you don't want to redraw. It loses quality when using Liquify. Actually, come to think of it, Liquify... Although I guess it's because I haven't really been watching a lot of artists' time-lapse. Most of the ones I see are... Oh, but that's true, I also didn't pay enough attention though. Okay, how do I want to group this? Maybe 3 layers for the background as well. 3 sets of building. Oh, it will be 4. Nah, like it depends on how I want to do this though. So 1 for the front, but this is connected, kinda. Okay, I'll go with what makes more sense, which is more layers, I think. It's easier to work with. There's more potential for atmospheric perspective if you want to put it in, but they don't have any. I mean, they don't have a lot of different ones. But it's just more cumbersome with a lot of layers. I just realized they wrote like, what is this tax here? Can't read that. Halfway? No, slightly higher. And not being able to draw straight lines. The first set. Second would be 1, 2, and then those guys. Okay. Damn it, where's my square brush? One of these guys is my square brush, but I thought I moved it out. Of course. There's not much to see here anyways. That's so strange. Oh, this one. Oh, it's not very square though. What? This is better than a round brush. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't watch the stream if I were you. Half the time I don't know what you guys are here for. I don't know what you guys are looking out for. I'll be using like a bunch of as many colors as it takes to replicate the entire thing as closely as possible. That's the goal at least. Because if it's just going to be big shapes, I think it's more of a composition study than like a value study. Because the thing that interests me, I think, are the really subtle color changes in some of the rendering parts, which also is part of rendering. But I guess you can't really separate out value colors and rendering that cleanly. So this is gonna be a journey. And yeah, and then another part of it is to overcome the mental aspect of it, just to just to force myself to go through the process. That's why I'm also not using all those tools that I usually would use. Damn it. I like to use those tools. At least a ruler would be nice. But I'm kind of ashamed of myself for not being able to draw straight lines after 5 years. It's like a feels bad, man. Let's see here. Mark's brush set. Is this Mark Brunette? Is this MB Mark Brunette? I don't know if it's pronounced brunette. It's not quite the same word. Yes. I guess I do. I have no idea when and where I got this from. Oh, not quite tall enough. I wonder if it's because the bottom is too high. I think the bottom is too high. Yummy. What do I bring it down to? A bit lower would be nice. I collected like a bunch of random brushes over the years. Each time thinking that this is the one that's gonna make me better at art. That didn't happen, of course. But what did happen is that because of all these things that I've collected, now I get like a huge variety without really having to go look further beyond than my own clip studio, which is nice. It almost feels like my past me kind of, you know, prep myself to be here. If I make it, there is. So that remains to be seen. Somewhere in the middle, and we cut. 見えない見えない。どこだ? とりあえずこれで。Oh, I don't quite have the same space. Proportions are screwed up already. Very good. I think this guy is probably too big. The stupid box. It's right above the middle point. Where's my middle? Somewhere here. Somewhere here. Oh, okay. That means my building is still too tall. Oh, well, it's not really that tall. Oh, it should be lower still. Am I allowed to use transforms? It kind of defeats the purpose if I can transform. Then I can always just transform things in instead of draw it in. Right. Below the middle line. Yeah, these are all too high then. This would be the limit. Wait a second, what? Uh-oh. I already messed up my layers, man. What did I hear? Background one. Ooh. G3. Any building, yes. My values are not very good. How dark is this? I guess I'll just bring foreground down to 80 here. Background is at, yeah, thereabouts. Oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, this is the other thing I kind of want to work out as well, because compositionally the front would have lower values, but just because it's in the front doesn't mean that it cannot have the higher values just because of the lighting and stuff. So that means the workflow needs to kind of be a little bit flexible, I guess. We start off with the darker values and then we paint in the brighter ones. So the ones in the front are generally higher, lower in value, higher in value, darker. And then they will have more contrast. And then as we go in the back, they will be lower and lower. But the value is also brighter. I see. So it's kind of like a cone, huh? So if you have the full range of the values in the beginning, they will slowly go up higher and higher. Like the range should be confined to higher and higher. Okay. This is the one I've yet to draw. Okay. And go there. Oh, did I group this to the front? Group it to the back. Wait, size is all wrong here. This is over half of this portion. Over half, yes sir. This guy is then only a third. Okay. On the bottom, real quiet. I'm gonna take it easy with the proportions, because if I get sucked into this, it's gonna take forever. That's not quite the point of why we're here. I still want to get the forms correct, but in proportions, maybe the buildings might be a bit bigger or smaller. Wait, what? What is this? What layer is this? Oh my god. Eat. PG4. Yan ay na mo. One, two, three, four. 4.5. One, two, three, four. The 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. なるほどね. Central stairs are too fat. They're too wide. Looks kind of okay though. Yeah. Right, that's Mickey Gunner. Alright, now what? I can do the bigger shapes first, or I can figure out the relative... Because I have the different layers split up, I need to figure out if the values are correct first. Then I can go in and get the other values within that area correct. I can also break stuff into the shapes. But that will only really apply to the foreground. Everything else in the back doesn't really have too much light or shadow. And I still have to fix the values either way. And it's a value study. Okay, I have to fix the values first. But what do I do now? I can't tell what the difference is. This is lighter for sure. But if I'm adjusting based on the colors and stuff that I'm seeing right now, then... No, but that is what I want to do, right? I guess. Because once I start adjusting for... accounting for colors and stuff like that, then we might have some brighter stuff in the back. Oh, sorry, darker stuff in the back and brighter stuff in the front. But I guess that's fine, because that's what I'm here to do. Okay, so that's what we do then. This looks brighter. Yeah, let's get all the distractions out real quick. So front and back. I think mine's a little bit higher set, but like darker values, not higher set, what? Apparently darker there, slightly brighter here. Oh, but this should be fine. This should be fine. This pipe is kind of the same as the foreground. This guy, it's like 50-50. I'll get it to be the same then. Okay. Now the background. Brighter's more? It's basically the same though. These guys are brighter, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cheat here because I cannot tell some of these colors apart value-wise. What is this? Okay, it's up here, 73. 76, so it is slightly darker, but it's basically the same. How bright is this one? 85, okay. What do I do with that information actually? I think logically it makes sense that the further ones are brighter, so I'm gonna keep them brighter for now. And then when I put in the shadow shapes and colors, then I can bring it down again, I guess. Okay. Anyways, I guess I'll focus on the foreground more. It's dark enough? Oh, no, it's good enough. Okay, what do I do now? I guess I'll just get the main shadows in. No, I should carve out the different planes first, because they should have similar values because they're facing the same direction, I think. So the top of the stairs is the floor, and the top of all the railings and stuff. Then the left wall, the right wall, the front is facing us, and then the ceiling. No, does that make sense? Some parts do have similar colors, but it's not always the same. No, wait. There's a value study. I don't necessarily care about what plane the colors are on. I only care about the values. So I should find the places with similar values and then paint those out first. So the lighting will be the simplest, most straightforward. Right, okay, that makes a bit more sense. So I have to decide now, because right now I have one singular continuous shape of one value. Is that going to be my... What color would that be? I guess it would be the most commonly seen one here. That would make sense intuitively, because that's probably what I judged it based off of. Okay, so anything darker than what I perceive to be the average would be painted on, and everything brighter would be painted on. And then I would just leave the rest. Okay. Okay. So we have a plan. I'm gonna call this brighter and darker, so it's easier to understand what's happening here in my head. That being said, how much brighter? Okay, it's definitely not all the way, but it is pretty bright, somewhere about here. Target is quarter. Oh, my pipe is too thick. My hand. So put up. Oh my god. I think. Bring this up. 何にも見えない。Oh. Here. Hello, Boxes Banana. I'm still struggling with the workflow here. Let's see. I'm gonna attempt to break it down into just... So for each section, I want to break it down to 3 different, I think, values then. And then I'll see what it looks like and then we'll proceed from there. Because even if we just handle everything in the lighting, there's still a lot of different materials and stuff. Yeah, value study, but I've never done one. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I'm just winging it as I go along, just to see what feels more natural. I have this inkling that I feel like value studies are not very useful unless I pair it with like color studies. Because I don't know what to do with the information here. I feel like. Especially all the bright faces in this area, I think. And then we get the darker ones. In that case, this should be a bit lighter. Because the contrast between the light and the dark feels a bit too strong to me. Bump this up a bit. Ah. Dekatsugi. Fifi. One, two, three, four, and the fifth one is the light. Hello, hello. Welcome. Sliced, yes. Alright, be right back. Hey yo. Okay. Okay. These guys. And then what? But it also makes sense, whatever. This is this, okay. Wait, unless it's further up. Thank you for the support. I don't know, it's kind of different from what I was expecting. I was expecting to come in and then paint what I see, but it's more of like you have the original set of values and I'm just making it slightly brighter and slightly darker. And then slowly getting towards to the goal, which I think also works, but I don't know if that's what I'm here to do. Nah, I'm okay. Like mentally, I'm okay. It's a lot lighter of a load than I thought it was gonna be. I think in the beginning, when you do art, it's like everything works against you. You don't know what you're doing, like in all aspects of it. No composition, no values, no colors, no shapes, no muscle memory. And then now I'm trying to really ensure that every shape I put down is somewhat in proportion in the right spot and with all the clean and nice lines there in the right exact shapes that I see. So that maintains, that keeps everything in check and keeps me motivated to continue, I think. I'm still cheating. I just realized I've been cheating with the value adjustment, but if I don't do that, it's gonna take forever to adjust all the colors again. I don't know, it's kind of different from what I was expecting, but... And I'm also wondering how this is gonna work in terms of... Like, what am I supposed to learn from this? There's only one question that I want to have answered, which is like... how the subtle colors are... like, how they work in terms of values. But everything else, I don't know what I'm supposed to really get out of it. What am I here for? I hope so. The thing is, up till now, all the studies that I've done, even for the videos, like, I don't remember what I did. I feel like anything that I could have learned, I probably already internalized, but everything else is just forgotten. And I guess that is like just how humans work, but I feel like it's kind of not very good. So somehow I'm getting the feeling like I'm not really learning much today. I think that's why people say to go all the way, right? Because I guess going all the way will force me to answer all of the different tiny questions. If anything, I'm noticing more form and shape than actual value stuff, but like there's this very thin line at the top. I wonder if this is drawn at the end. I guess it doesn't really matter when it is drawn. YouTube Shorts. That's the main reason why I'm streaming. It's because otherwise I know I'll be slacking off. Okay, sounds good. I don't know if I have DMs enabled on the server. My Discord might be locked down pretty hard because I'm trying to limit the exposure of this account, because if this account got any form of trouble, it's gonna affect the server, which is not good. and I'm in a lot of junk servers. So if you can't like DM, you can just ping me on the group or something. Alright, I'm doing all the tiny stuff now. What are some of the bigger shapes left? There's a lot of gradients that I'm trying to avoid because I don't want to get sucked into doing gradients yet. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. That being said, I don't think I see it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I see it. Okay, my condolences. Hello, Nico Pickle. Inspiration opinion. Yes, thank you. Sounds good. Let me forward it to somewhere I won't forget. Where is my... I'm just gonna dump it here. No, wait. Cannot dump it there either. And I cannot search because my channel is all Japanese and my keyboard is... yeah. Shit. Why is Discord so hard to use, man? Oh, okay, I found it. Cool. I'll take a look afterwards. Alright, where do I want this? Got it. Off screen. On screen. Yes. All the best. Too thin. Oh, that's the railing though. I wanted to do that separately, but I guess I'm doing it here. It should be dark. No, it should be brighter though, right? Oh, the bottom of the stairs here should be brighter, no? Because of all the reflected light. Wait, the lighting is coming from this way. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Yeah, but from the surroundings too. Huh. Interesting. It's too minor, perhaps? Yes, thank you, Yaz. Getting to the limit of what I can see now. Everything else is gradients of very minute shades of color changes for eye candy and stuff like that. Which is what I want to figure out. So for those, I might have to cheat and look at it and then paint it. But I can still polish up the background first. So I'm gonna go to my limits first, and then we would probably cheat. So we can wrap it up proper. All the way. Oops. Darker, right? Yes. Should be lower. 여기잖아요. 이거 살빼기. 야이. Good night, Silver. See you around. Oof. You guys have like a really drawn out farewell. Yeah, indeed. Although to be fair, that one has 3-point perspective. This one only has one, and that one was an animation. So we had to keep it consistent. That's why we just get. Oh man, the values. Yes, it's not enough. But it's actually a gradient problem because I don't have any gradients. Some of it isn't dark enough, some of it is okay. Two hours in, huh? Gradient here. Yeah. Yeah, but vignette. Yeah. Okay. I like how the original artist like just decided to ignore all the windows on the left. Like, everything else is really tight, but just for some reason on the left side, just these rows of windows, they just decided to just leave it. Huh. I mean, like the buildings in the back is even tighter than the one on the left. Because we get like proper lines and like straight lines, straight edges here, and then over here is just like, oh. Oh wait, you can see like the brush has some kind of a color blending on it, I think. Okay. Next set of buildings would be these guys. This will probably drag on till the end of the next stream as well, so I can properly polish it and clean it up. So we can go all the way essentially. Where is Buding? Over here. Oh, whatever. Very cool, very cool. How do I do this? Does it matter? But okay, there's no shadows in this case. Oh, there's a little bit of shadows. Yeah, the row of the gradient. Okay, anyways. What do I do here? I need to get the details in. Which are darker. Still brighter than that, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 in the first section. What I go gonna? Oh, I forgot to shift this down, did I? Oop. Middle up. Uh, Hello, DTV. Have it. Where is it? これじゃないな。これか。まあいいや。What's up? Yes, today is just going into rendering because I don't feel like doing my own thing. So hopefully this would invigorate. Yes, yeah, I'm trying to figure out my own sort of workflow. Overlaying this single color filter first. Temperature? Ooh. Oh, that's the thing? I'm just looking at it as is. Oh. I feel like workflow problem is always just not enough drawing. Because, yeah, like your favorite way of working should come out naturally. Thanks, guys. Contrasting は足りないんだね。Okay, okay, okay. Not enough, never enough. No problem. Okay. All in Japanese, you're gonna have such a struggle translating. Yeah. At least AI is good at translating, right? Right? ChatGPT is pretty good at that. I can send it images of my problems at work. I'm literally sending images with no prompt, and then it's able to solve it for me. It's able to find out what the perceived problem is, and just take care of it for me. I think ChatGPT would be pretty good because, like, if you take a photo of your book, as long as the words are clear and then you send it in, it's able to not just translate, but able to give you context. It's able to chain it together into something more coherent. You can even ask it to just explain it to you. Like, don't translate, explain it to me. And then don't just translate, rather, yeah. And then you can do it. Because I use ChatGPT a lot for work in order to boost productivity. But it probably properly translate names. It is smarter than you might think, I think. Like, it's hard to say, like, what kind of names. Cause... Yeah, I think AI is still very difficult to decide upon. My main gripe with AI is mostly just the copyright stuff. Like, technology-wise, I don't think it's going anywhere, and I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with the technology. Other than maybe the fact that it's eating like 10,000% more energy or something, but... if it were not for ChatGPT, I won't have time here to stream. Because I need to boost my productivity a lot higher in order to clear up enough time for me to do this. And as far as I have tried, it's pretty good at improving productivity. No, I think it makes sense. Like, you shouldn't do stuff that you should be doing with AI. Like, if it's work, coursework, and stuff like that, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass when you don't know what's happening. But like stuff like explaining and translation and just opening yourself up to, you know, more sources of information, I think that makes sense. I don't think you should limit yourself in that regard. I mean, the alternative would be to spend a whole bunch of time to... Wait, what did I just do? Oh, god damn it. I did the thing where instead of using transparency, I used the color. Indeed, yeah. Because it's not worth spending your time translating, I don't think. I mean, just taking photos of every page is gonna take you a while. Even using the ChatGPTs. Is this slanted? My floor is slanted. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, now it looks like shit because of the broken shape. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, I just cheat. Wait, hang on, I just do this. Cover it up. Yeah, C is for me to drop to the transparency, which I'm using as an eraser. Hello, Kirio. Hello. Man, that hello reminds me of like Enemy Wolfenstein 1999, my first FPS. And then there's a voice line for the German side, and then it's just hello, hello. What am I trying to do here? Man, I'm gonna have to take 3D pretty seriously because what am I trying to say here? Right, backgrounds and buildings and everything is gonna be pretty core to what we want to do. It is taking 5,000 years to finish, so I'm gonna need 3D to carry my ass. I think the rest of the building I'm gonna leave it. I don't know what Iskall is. X. Oh. Oh yeah, there is such a Minecrafter, wasn't there? A YouTuber. I used to watch like yeah, like Etho. Actually, before Etho, it was Good Boulder Fist, which is a very interesting name. But yeah, I think they splintered off into their own sort of like Minecraft YouTuber group, which has like 4 people, I think. And then the rest of them was like the Hermitcraft people. Is that a shortcut to change the colors? Change what to what? Like which colors? Like if you're talking about the selected colors, C is to swap to the transparent color. This is C, so it swaps the active color and to the transparency. And I think X is the one that swaps between primary and secondary, which I never use. Oh, I didn't know there was like drama like that. Oh man, kind of tired already just looking at this. We're not quite at the limit yet because I haven't put in any gradients, but I don't know. Should I be putting in gradients now? We get it as close as we can, and then I need to go and look at all the different minor colors. Accused of grooming? Oh, that's the that's the Minecraft YouTuber progression chart. He managed to reach the end game. Oh my god. Let's see, allegations. Career ruining allegations. RIP. Man, I'm tired. What do I even want to do now? Up. Up. Up more. It's really more flirting with other adults, but multiple at the same time. Oh. Yes, what is your interesting question? Here you go. Ah, okay. My chat just loaded. I don't know who Zuma is. Zuma? His jokes are quite borderline. Has bro even done anything? Once I start talking, usually my hand stops moving because I'm unable to process both at the same time, apparently. Yes, Kirio. If you explain your art in each of these topics, line, color, shape, gesture, composition, which one is the best and the worst? A line would definitely be the best, because just by sheer virtue of the fact that the other ones I have no confidence in. Line, at least I can get some clean lines, some smooth curves. The other four, ooh. Color, I'm basically copying off of other people's stuff, so if I don't have a reference, I can't do anything. I don't have any color theory in my head. I have some, but I never use it, so I never come to, no, DTV is fine. Like, right now, I'm not doing anything, I'm just looking at chat, I'm trying to think through this, shape, gesture, composition. Composition you just copy from other people. I just look at someone else's comp and I'm like, oh, this looks good. Let me change up the pose, let me change up the colors and the character, you know, stuff like that. Gesture, maybe... Gesture might be second with a lot of question marks, just because we did some anatomy stuff. I don't know, I feel like they're all equally shit, because like if you want me to, like, in order to rank it, I have to base off of it some kind of evidence, something that's solid, something that can convince me that it is better than the other options, and there's nothing for me to base off of it, because I need a lot of reference to get it done, and all of them about the same amount. Yeah, color I'm working on right now. I think with the values and then with the color studies, we can probably get a little bit more comfortable, but yeah. That's Bing Arding. I don't know what Bing Arding is. Hello, Uni. I discovered artists usually have one of the systems from learning visual art. Line is more important than shape, and shape is more important than color. But all are useful for telling a story, which is what art is all about. That's what it's all about. Line is just way easier to practice because I always have lines, but... Bing chilling. Domo. Hello, hello. 今日は何？英語縛りですか？ It is auto-translate. It is very bad auto-translate that has a chance of crashing my OBS. So, it is what it is. I don't feel like doing anything today anymore. So I'm just gonna draw the character. I'm gonna put the character in. But I'm not allowed to use lines, so I'm just gonna paint it. I'm fine, thank you, and you? Yes, yes. I really like it when Japanese people say I'm fine, thank you, and you. With the accent. I'll try and get people to say it. これしか言えない。Now what did the translator do? Did it do some weird stuff? I can't see my OBS, so I don't know what it's doing. Hopefully it doesn't like translate into anything bad. Yeah. Yeah, haha. My lines are not matching up, but I don't care. Do I care? I do care. I just need to shift this guy up. Somehow. Huge. Huge, 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 huge. Ebrinian. ここで Ebrinian, man. I wasn't expecting to see this today. Kung Fu Panda, this is Blue Archive, but it, like orchestral. Orchestral. Kung Fu Panda music. Do you want the link? Let me send the link in the chat. Hang on. Shit, is this too long? Okay, it's not too long. How are you? 月曜日のタワワ。タワワ Want to present form, so it's better to have no color. That's kind of thing. 月曜日のタワワって何? Is this an anime? It is an anime. Wait, no, it's a collection of illustrations by Kiseki Himura. Oh, Himura has posted an illustration on his Twitter account every Monday starting from February 2015. God damn, bro. That is the grind. Just 前に人気だったイラスト。ああ。意外と知ってるんだね。じゃあ、めちゃくちゃ人気じゃん。X。Twitter。Oh, 48 chapters. 胸大きいね、これ。The guy's Twitter is at Strange Stone, but that's like over a long time ago, right? That's like 10 years ago. They didn't change the handle, goddamn. Hey, look at that. Twitter やったら、なるほどね。Oh, 1.1 million followers. Of course. Alright, good night, DTV. It got animated? Oh my god, look at the size of these things, bro. Why is it always like this? Oh, is this not safe for work? Did I see something that's not safe for work? Anyways, I'll find out afterwards. How do I want to render the character? The goal for this illustration is to get the background mostly. And I want to pay closer attention to the smaller shapes and the smaller changes in color. The character is secondary. So we just get the base outline, and then we'll get some bigger shapes in, and then we'll call it a day for today. And then tomorrow we will I'll probably have to cheat just to look at all the different color variations here. And see how it translates into values, because I cannot tell just by looking at it. So far, like, I've been squinting my eyes and then just comparing the relative saturation. So I will pin down, like, let's say the sky, and then I'll compare relative to get the foregrounds, and then all the midground and the background. And then for each section, I will do that thing again. But these colors, man, they're basically the same shade of values to me, I think. So look at that tomorrow. Do I need? Let me change this. What it called? It's too small for now. Where is it going? Here? And is nigh. I think my stairs are not okay. Their stairs are not quite okay. No, never mind. It's my stairs because I didn't do the perspective enough. Character might be a little bit squished. Just a little bit. Hopefully I can keep this file clean enough so that when I share it, it makes a bit more sense. I want to have the layers as clean as possible. So one color per layer. And then gradients will be hopefully done on its own set of layers. But that remains to be seen because I need to figure out what to do with all the minor color changes. But so far it's okay. It feels like it's doable. I forgot to record a time lapse to make a short out of this, so rip. I have to do it some other time. My legs are tiny, man. Is that because of this? Yes, good night. 2 a.m. That would be what, Central? Have a good night, man. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow. 시간이야. 가스트悪くなった. 샤나이. Oh, my tablet almost was on the brink of falling over. That's very scary. How's it always falling over? Yeah. It's just broken. It's broken, it's like multiple separate pieces. So when as I'm drawing, right? Because like you're not drawing in the middle of the tablet, right? Your hand is kind of on one side, and that pushes the tablet one side. And actually, I don't know how it happens, but over time, the stand, because it's now broken off of the base and the everything, it's a standalone piece, and it kind of just walks. So it's gonna slide. Just imagine it's sliding, slowly sliding to one side on the back. And if it slides far enough, the whole tablet will just collapse. So I have to be careful when I'm drawing, like the way I'm applying pressure on the tablet. And I have to periodically check just to make sure that I reset the base. It's like a mini game as I'm drawing that I have to do subconsciously. Alright, base value. Okay, skin is definitely gonna be lighter. That's for sure. Shoes are gonna be the darkest and with the hair. So the base will just be the clothing then. I'll leave this for the clothing. And then I'll grab the brighter parts and the darker parts. Alright, how much brighter? Brighter than this pillar, I think. Alright, that proves that that is not dark enough then. These guys are not dark enough. Oh, you mom this guy. Because I'm lazy, I'm just gonna screen this. I would prefer not to use any layer effects. The character is not the focus here, so I just realized she doesn't really have like any shadows or ambient occlusion around like some of the like the butt or like the bottom of the shoes. She's kind of floating a little bit. Hello, Raz. Yes, yes, for anybody who wants the artist or the art itself, it's I've linked the artist's Twitter or X in the chat. I've pinned the message. Oh, I think in terms of like ambient occlusion and stuff, maybe they just want to control the values, probably. But yeah, what am I here for? I'm just here for the minor color changes. Everything else. So really, I'm actually just here for rendering, huh? But that makes sense to me because personally, so we have rendering, we have values, colors, rendering, and comp and all the other stuff. But if we ignore composition for now, just in terms of rendering, of the three things, the value, color, and rendering, the actual like textures and stuff, only the last one I understand how to actually use the knowledge. Because if we can render the material, then we can draw the material. What am I gonna do use values for? Like beyond just understanding, having it show form, having it show distance, what else is there to use values for? No, but that's not what I'm here. There's a gap in my understanding of like what I'm doing. My train of thought has a gap between two things here. Anyways, I'm just talking out loud. Half the time on stream I'm just talking out loud because I'm trying to work out my thought process here. If I can figure out what I'm missing, like where the gap is, I can go and fill the gap. Otherwise, I don't know how to improve. But in the meantime... Shit, this looks kind of dark now. Going back and forth on the... Cannot go that much, huh? 1 point? A bunch of patterns, a bunch of other stuff. Okay. Okay, I'll probably stop here. Tomorrow I will go and look at all these tiny details here. I don't know how that's gonna go. Looks pretty complicated. and possibility of gradient maps and stuff that is being used, so it's gonna be really hard, as well as the overall adjustment gradients. The only one I can see so far is this gradient on around the edge here. If you make it a little bit more exaggerated, this is probably what it looks like. It's just a very minor amount of this. Oh yeah, like some of these, I think it's just JPEG artifacts though. This looks like JPEG compression issues. But the artifacts come as about of underlying gradient in the original illustration, I think. But anyways, maybe I need to look at the technical aspect of this. Just overthinking this again. But yes, good night. Sorry, Raz, that you just came. But yes, I'll continue this tomorrow, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna dump the Clip Studio file in what do you call it, in Discord, and then after that, I will do the color study of this one. So we will render in full color. But yes, until tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. But anyways.